Welcome back to Rivals on the Pitch. Happy New Year's. I wasn't here last episode, so let me wish you all a Happy New Year, especially to those Tottenham fans out there. So we got another episode today. We'll be covering Match Week 21, moving into Match Week 22. Go over just a little bit of FA Cup, not a whole lot. No need to do any of that.
I wonder why.
We'll get into some transfers, some managerial changes that can actually affect the Premier League. We'll see if any of that actually does happen. But yeah, let's get right into it. How's it going?
Let's get into it. It's going good. It's a good. I'd say it was a good start to the year for us Liverpool fans. I don't know about. I can't speak about Tottenham, but maybe you'll give you some insight on how it's been.
We can skip that. But you guys did play Arsenal last week for Match Week 21.
Yeah.
With a 0-0 result. Huh.
Yeah. 0-0. Well, it was a draw. I called it, and it was wrong on the score, but...
Same. I called it too. And I was kind of surprised. I think at a moment you thought Arsenal was going to take it. At a moment you thought Liverpool was going to take it. But at the end of the day, it was a 0-0. No one scored. And that was kind of the overall feeling of the match. You know, it was, you kind of felt the tide kind of go towards Arsenal. Then you felt it kind of go towards Liverpool.
Yeah.
But it was never anything definitive, anything, I don't know, worrisome, I guess, for the keepers. But I mean, there was that one that went off the crossbar early in the first half. I think it was off of, who shot it?
That I probably don't remember, but I mean, I did see some. I think it was almost like a tale of two halves in a way. I know Liverpool weren't the best the first half. The second half was more of our speed. I think what we were trying to do is maybe defend and hit them on a counter, but I was just surprised that we held up defensively. You know, set pieces aren't our. Defending set pieces isn't our strength. We've conceded early goals. We're always, playing catch up. But luckily, we were able to hold out against Arsenal, who were at home. And we usually complain about Arsenal like playing to not to lose. But this game, I mean, Arteta put in attacking forwards. He made subs. He put in Eze, took out Saka. At least he tried, but I think we were just defensively sound for once. Happy
Connor
about
Bradley.
That,
Connor Bradley's the one that hit the crossbar in the first half.
Yeah, Connor Bradley.
And then you did bring up set pieces, and then Gabriel had that opportunity in the
at the very end,
final minutes at the end of
the He just headed it wrong or misconnected it or whatever, but there was a space there. It was theirs for the taking, but I just, whatever it was, he hit it wrong and end game. But I don't know. I was trying to think about it like, who think won that game, honestly? Who needed that game more? I think Arsenal needed that game more because they...
It will solidify their position.
Yes, exactly. And then with that, I think it would have sort of been like, a lock in a way, especially since Man City and Aston Villa, they didn't pick up. I think they drew, so that was it. They could have, they could have, oh my God. If Manchester City would have won those two games, they would have been up there. But that's the thing about this game. But, so there's still a little bit of hope for Aston Villa and for City. I think it was more of a loss for Arsenal just because of that. But
I mean, yeah, because the position on the table for Liverpool, they're trailing fourth behind City, Arsenal, City, and Villa.
Yeah,
but it's not a close fourth. It's one of those where there's a gap. That's where the gap is on the table.
Yeah.
So I feel like it was probably more of a match that Arsenal probably they would have came out more on top.
Yeah.
with the 3 points, and Liverpool would have. I guess it meant more, is what I mean. I was trying to say.
Yeah, that's what I was trying. Exactly, that's what I was trying to say. It
But
would mean more.
but then again, I think that's just kind of you're just giving Arne Slot a little bit of just slide, like, oh well, hey, they're top of the table, it's okay if we lose to them too, And I think Liverpool, I think they still have a lot to prove
Yeah, we still
with the
do.
squad they have and everything going on. I think if they would have lost, who knows? This could have been. I mean, I know they've gone on a good run so far. What is it?
Yeah,
You guys are
we've undefeated. Yeah, I mean, but it's not like we're undefeated because we won, but it's just we haven't lost. We had draws and a couple
right.
wins, but that was it.
So if you guys were to get blown out the water, like what would that have done? To the confidence, the morale, and everything. Now all of a sudden the pressures, because the pressure has come off of Arne Slot and Liverpool within the last few weeks. So a loss maybe that could have brought back more pressure, and who knows where that would have led you guys to. But yeah. But overall, it was kind of a weird match. I mean, it wasn't all that exciting.
Yeah, it was.
And then you got Connor Bradley out, the knee injury. Who knows? That maybe Gabriel made it worse with that push, or not Gabriel, Martinelli, with pushing him.
I mean, bit of a. It's so stupid that push. I don't know. I understand. Yeah, time wasting, but come on, bro. That's me seeing it live. I saw his foot, like twist, and then the fact that he was trying to like kick the ball back in a way. It was just a weird position for a leg. So when he fell, I was like, it's not time wasting. You're hoping it's. I'm not saying you're hoping it's an injury to for him to be on the floor acting like that, but at the end of the day, it's a season-ending injury and he's out for the season. But the thing is,
you push him, and you probably felt like an asshole after you pushed him.
I know, and then he said even Arne Slot's like saying at the press conference, it's like he probably didn't know that he was because a lot of people do it. A lot of people time waste, especially at the end of
it was just stoppage time.
Yeah. But then it was just funny because everyone is, when that happens, everyone starts looking up old videos. Oh, and then there's a post that I saw of Martinelli. He got a cramp and he was off the field, and Arteta picked him up and pushed him back onto the field. Like, you're gonna have a cramp. Do it on the field.
Waste time.
So it's just like, it's I don't know. It's hard to pick on it. I mean, Martinelli looks like an ass sometimes because of what he does and how he does things, but at the end of the day, I know when you're on the field, nobody wants to lose. It's competitive, but at the end of the day, he apologized. He's a human being. He realized he made a mistake, and he went and apologized.
It's Arsenal. We're not going to give him. It's very unsportsmanlike.
Exactly.
Awful,
if someone would do it to Martinelli, I swear to God, Martinelli would stand up and then push back. He would forget about his injury and he would go push back up. And, he wouldn't be milking it. That's the type of thing in Martinelli.
Arsenal fans will be like, I can't believe they got away with this. But when we do it, shut up.
Whatever. I mean, it is what it is. It was a draw.
There's a lot of Spurs supporters complaining that Christian Romero got a red card in that Liverpool game. And he kind of argued a little bit. I mean, he's a captain, so he's allowed to talk to the officials, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But he didn't get off the field fast enough, so he got a red card and a fine, or he got fined for that. I don't know how, but essentially, he didn't get to play the FA Cup because he got suspended for that. And people
is that your excuse?
Yeah. So, but people were like, "How does an incident like Martinelli's not get addressed, but Romero not leaving the field fast enough?" And it wasn't even that long from what I remember. It's not like he just argued a little bit and then he just walked off. But hey,
I know
it's so weird. Get a little bit of special treatment, I guess. If you're the golden boys of the league.
There was this one play. I think Trossard had a yellow card, and then that's when Florian Wirtz was able to like duke a lot of players to get into the box, and Trossard gave him like a check, like a body check. And which was a foul. A lot of people said it was a foul. And it was like, well, it was in the box too. So it was like, that should have been a penalty kick. and that should have been a second yellow, which would have been, a red card. Then Arsenal would have been down a player. But that's the thing. It's so inconsistent with these calls.
Yeah,
It's hard. You can nitpick it. Like I've said many times. Some days some days we get the card, and some days we don't get the call.
When we played, I feel like there was a time when I think it was Connor Bradley shoulder checked Jed Spence inside the box, and I don't think it was a penalty, but
oh yeah, it was a foul, but it was we got the ball. Yeah, but I was like, what the hell? He fouled, but we got the ball back. And so it's just inconsistent.
And in this game, so yeah, it's there needs to be VR needs to be reviewed and how they use it and why
they need a VAR on the VAR. They need they need a third person.
It's in the. I know it's not the same, but it's kind of similar. But you have the challenge flags in the NFL, and if a ref calls a certain call, if you watch the replay and it's indefinite, you can't really tell. You don't make that judgment. The call on the field stands. If you can't decide whether it is or isn't from viewing the replay, then whatever was said on the field stands. And I think that's what they're trying to do. But I think they need to refine that, and I think they need to review what they're doing, have some sort of SOP, a standard operating procedures of how they do things, and so everything's online and how they call things and why they call things. So that's not like, oh well, I'm subjective to this and I like this, and one rep is like, well, I like this and I don't mind doing like that. And it's okay, like, okay, I like a rougher game and another rep doesn't, exactly. But there's certain calls that need to be black and white, Because, like, look at Newcastle. When if you go to Newcastle, you got to prepare yourself for a physical game because when you go to St. James Park, it's very physical. Okay, true, but why is it that they have that leeway at their home stadium? Because it is very physical when we go play there.
Yeah, it's always.
Joelinton, I don't know why, but this season I feel like I grew a hatred for him. He like scissor kicked Kudos. And because Kudos didn't go down, or he did go down, but since he didn't complain or whatever, roll around on the ground, everyone kind of just like, okay, bypass it. Not a single call, nothing, not a foul.
Yeah.
And that's pretty dangerous. It's funny because the outcomes are different, but it was a more dangerous tackle than Van der Ven on Isak.
Oh,
I felt like the way Joelinton tackled Kudos could have been way worse because he like scissor kicked him basically.
He's a big guy.
Tackled with two hands. Yeah. But
a special guest.
Yeah. But yeah, the way that he tackled him, I was like, you could have been way worse. Like that should have been a foul, but they get away with it because it's St. James Park, and that's how they play there, and that's how we ref there. And I don't know. It's if you're gonna be like that, then do it for everyone else.
It's weird because maybe to segue into like mixed martial arts or boxing, there's always refs who are like, I'll allow this guy to take a little more punishment. Why? Because I know he's tougher. And if it was another person getting beat up like that, they'll stop the fight. But because he's a certain person and they know he takes a punishment, they'll allow it to go a little longer than needed. But yeah, it has to be the same, regardless of the place, the person, whatever it is, the team. I know there refs that are supporters of certain teams, which they're trying not to give them those games. But at the end of the day, man, there has to be a fine line.
Yeah.
Like make it make sense in a way.
Because
like, is it a foul if the guy is holding it, but he's still standing up? Oh, he stood up. He didn't fall, so it's not a foul. Let the play go. No, that's like an advantage. Give the foul. Why does he have to fall down for it to be a foul? It should be a foul regardless if he kept going or fell.
They wonder why flopping is big in this sport,
Yeah.
Well, if you don't flop, then you don't get the attention of the ref. And we had a call in the FA Cup against Aston Villa. I don't know if it's Javi Simmons ended up getting a yellow or he just got a foul. The same thing. Even the commentators are like, well, that was really soft. And it's funny because the commentators try their very best to be non-biased, right? And when if a ref does a call, I don't think they want to put their necks out there and be like, "Oh, this is a horrible call. I can't believe this. I can't believe this." They try to be professional and say, "Hey, I don't know about this one. Maybe he's thinking this. Maybe there's something we didn't see." But it's funny when you hear a commentator like the Austin Villa game in Tottenham, the FA Cup. They were kind of like, yeah, I wouldn't have called that. I wouldn't have a few years ago. That wouldn't have been called because the game's getting a little, and it's like, but it's like this. If we're all seeing it, then why isn't the referee association, whatever they're called, the Premier League or the FIFA, like why aren't they seeing it the way we are? But I guess that's our little rant for refs. Pat would have loved this part because he loves talking about refs and how
because they're always against Arsenal.
Oh, they're against Arsenal. Hey Pat, that's what you get for not being here. You can't defend yourself.
You can't defend yourself, and there's nothing to defend after that poor display against the Liverpool, who's in crisis, and you couldn't get 3 points out of it at home.
Ooh, that's true.
The Liverpool in crisis beats you, gets 3 points, and we drew at home. 4 points. 4 points for Liverpool over, Arsenal. There you go. That's all I got.
Let's go over the rest of the match week 21. We had West Ham losing to Nottingham Forest. Nuno, do you think Nuno survives the rest of the season?
I think he survives. You can't do anything. Yeah.
I feel like West Ham would have to hire a manager if not because they sacked Nuno, but because Nuno ends up walking. But at this point, I don't think he will. He made some movements already in the transfer window. It's still half the season, so we'll see.
Yeah.
If they can surpass Forest and knock Forest into the relegation zone, that might be a good sign for.
For you, because you want to get Gibbs White. Exactly. No, and Anderson as well. He's going to be gone.
He's like the perfect person that we need in our midfield.
And they have some good Murillo as well.
Murillo in the defense.
They got
you have that guy.
Even Sells, let's be honest. Jesus. They got good players that will help be sold.
I'm trying to think of who else they have. They got a pretty another defender, and I think they have one of the.
I know.
Wingers,
I'm trying to think of the
Hutchinson,
the right back, because Nico Williams. He's pretty good as well.
Jack Grealish's evil brother.
Oh, Jota. That's his name.
Is he still there?
Yeah, Jota Silva. Maybe, I don't know. I don't even follow Newcastle. I mean, Forest, but they do have good players. But yeah, I think it's Santos. It's not that big. It's doable. It's doable to get over.
Gap is
Forest.
Getting worse. That gap is getting worse.
But they did make signings. Maybe they need a little. Maybe this week was good for them to get used to the team, the squad, and maybe they'll be starting a line because they did get forwards. That's what hopefully they can start clicking and they can jump. I mean, for Burnley and not Leeds. Wolves. It's too late for them. I think.
Yeah.
West Ham is the only one that is in a doable situation, but yeah, that gap is getting.
Honestly, let's take a look at the table real quick. Let's focus on the bottom three. You have Wolves at 7 points, Burnley 19th position with 13 points, and then you got West Ham right above them with 14 points. So Burnley is actually 1 point away.
Yeah,
but
I thought they were lower for some reason.
Me too. I'm actually surprised. That's why I kind of wanted to see this real quick. And then you have Forest right outside the relegation zone with 21 points. So between West Ham and Forest, you have a 7-point gap, which isn't bad, but you just lost to them. So you kind of set yourself, like you said, you lost to the Forest, so basically you gave yourself almost a 6-point gap at that point. Yeah. Essentially, if things. And now
this is just you have to rely on yourself and the other teams.
Yeah.
So you have to hope that Forest loses or drop points, and you have to capitalize on that. But it's still at this
doable.
point, Forest, all they can do is probably will just park the bus. if they get a draw, draws add up, and I think that would be enough. Maybe they get a win or two out of it, but all they need to do is not lose, and they will be safe. And that's too much to ask. I mean, West Ham is having trouble winning games against the teams they're supposed to be winning against, in a sense. And then you have to worry about Burnley in the back behind you as well. Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see. It'll be interesting to see who drops. We got used to having the same promoted teams get brought down, but this year it seems like there's going to be new teams joining us.
2 teams staying.
Yep.
And 2 Premier
Then we
League
got Wednesday.
Giants.
Yeah. January 7th. We got Bournemouth and Tottenham. So anyways,
wait, what was that? What was that? What happened? Semenyo?
Spartan gift? 3, Tottenham 2.
What was your prediction?
A 2-1 for Tottenham. This was pretty much tied up until the very last minute, and then Semenyo
decided to rub salt in your
because
wounds.
You already know where he was going to shoot from. You already know he was going to shoot. We kind of had him under control for most of the match. He was nowhere to be seen. He wasn't really all that effective until we got into injury time. And of course, I don't know what it is with this team, and it's super frustrating because Thomas Frank's his idea or his thought process is that don't shoot outside the box because those are low percentage shots. And it's a little freaking ironic that
Semenyo,
that everyone's scoring on us outside the freaking box. So to me, it sounds like he's saying, "Oh, shooting outside of the box is low percentage. So obviously no one else is going to do it. So don't worry about defending outside the box because they're not going to shoot it. They're not going to shoot from there." And guess what? We've lost the Aston Villa game this way, this game, a few other games that we've lost or we've conceded goals to outside the box because it seems like we don't want to press around there or defend around there because in his head, he thinks everyone thinks the same, that is low percentage shots. But guess what? It's killing us.
I mean, I'm a fan of the shooting outside the box because you can get a deflection off a defender, and it can, ricochet into the goal. You hit the crossbar, you get a deflection, you get a chance to get a corner kick out of it. There's possibilities that lead to shooting outside the box.
And if your goalkeeper isn't set on his feet, or if he's doesn't have the right angle, you have a chance to make it in. And it's low percentage, sure. But when you do shoot it, it's a surprise too. So it's not like
because they got so many players in front of them, it causes like a screen. By the time they see it, it could be it's too late, and it's a goal.
Taking. Yeah, because I think the benefits outweigh the negatives because you shoot out the side of the box. Okay, cool. The goalie grabs it, and guess what? It just gets recycled. Cool. It's not like we're gonna get caught off the counter all that often, but. Tell had a good goal in the beginning. I thought that was kind of be a tide changer, and then Bournemouth 2 straight after that. Then you had Palhinha with a beautiful bicycle kick. Thinking, okay, we tied it up. Geez, at least we'll come home with another point. I actually thought that we might have. We're gonna take the game winner. But of course, that's not what we do. We're Dr. Tottenham, so we gave Semenyo his freaking going away. His last kick of the last time he touched the ball as a Bournemouth player was scoring on Tottenham,
and it wasn't even a good kick too. It wasn't. I think it wasn't nothing that was just. I think it was a bounce, maybe, or maybe it was someone blocked the goalkeeper's view, but it wasn't.
It's Vicario. It's Vicario's positioning. I feel like he doesn't have the greatest of positioning.
So
he likes to blame everybody else.
Next game,
if there's I won't say next game. Kinski, to me, he's a little bit on the shorter side. I feel like his shot stopping is questionable, but I haven't seen enough to make a full determination. He's good on from playing out the back, but we don't play out the back anymore. We just boot the ball and hope someone gets it. And half the time it's Richarlison with his back against the goal trying to fight for a ball, but in the summer, I won't be upset if we try to try to go for a better goalkeeper, a replacement for Vicario, because I think he's cost us
Yeah.
too many games. I feel like he's very um accident prone, mistake prone.
Yeah. And you like you even said it, and plus his positioning as well.
His
Those are
position hasn't
just
been great. There's been times where it's like, man, I thought you could have gotten your hand on it, but I know it's not easy being a goalkeeper, and I know you can't stop everything, right? There's some
yeah.
goals that you like, no matter who's in, it could be Buffon, no one's stopping, some of these shots. But this season, I feel like we can upgrade on them, and it's sad to say because I'm a Spurs supporter, but I'm sitting there saying, "Oh, don't don't tell Pat I said this. I said this, right? Pat, if you're listening, close your ears." But I'm like, "Oh, David Raya would have, blocked that." I can't believe that came out of my mouth.
You should have gotten Kelleher. Look at what he's done at Brentford. There were
Yeah.
rumors. I mean, and yeah, he was a backup, but he's proving his worth. He
Yeah.
should have been number one at Liverpool, but it's hard to take over
But
Allison.
this was
But he would
this
have
was
been a
this
good goalkeeper for any team.
but this is part of what the issue is right now with Tottenham is we're suffering the many years of Daniel Levy being a cheapskate, the many years of him looking for the cheaper option than going for a player
The
more Premier
Timu
League
version.
proven. Yeah, we use analytics to look for
Yeah.
players and this and that. It's not it's a good place to start, but it can't be the end all be all when you look
Yeah.
for scouting players. Like, oh well, David Raya and Vicario, Guillermo Vicario. Well, they had similar stats and this and that. Okay, but one played in the Prem and the other one did it.
Exactly.
And I'm not gonna lie, he's not a bad keeper, but I don't think he's the best keeper for this league. I think if he went to go to Germany or Italy,
Serie A.
especially Italy,
Yeah.
like La Serie A or the Bundesliga, I feel like he would shine out there, and people be like, "Oh, what do you? I can't believe Tottenham lost this player." But it's different here. Like I said, he was shining in the Serie A.
And Raya
He
wasn't
was
that
in the,
expensive as well.
he was. I think he was double.
It was
Vicario
how
was
much? I don't
was
even know.
was actually very cheap. So like
Oh,
when you looked at him, you're like, okay, this is not a bad option. Cool. Getting him cheap might have helped us buy someone for the midfield or for the forwards or a
yeah.
center back, but that didn't happen. I would have been perfectly fine with biting my tongue right now saying, well, you know what? We went with the cheaper option because we decided to splurge somewhere else.
Yeah.
But we know Levy. We know that didn't happen. So,
Well, new year, new owner, or
we'll see.
who's
Hey,
the owner
we made some
anyways?
moves. We'll
Well,
get into that here shortly. But hey,
oh. At least
very
at
disappointing
least a bright
match.
side out of being a Spurs fan.
Yeah, but that was a disappointing match. We had an opportunity to win a few games in these last stretch of the end of the year, new year. I think it was like 3 games that we should have won, but we came away with 2 draws and a loss, which disappointing. Moving on, we had Brentford hosting Sunderland. Brentford 3, Sunderland 0.
Oh my God,
Brentford not skipping a beat. They're better than they are without Thomas Frank.
And where are they now?
Knock knock.
5th place.
Exactly. Hello, Tottenham. Maybe he wasn't the best option. I'm not gonna lie, a lot of people were ready for Thomas Frank, and I admit I was one of them too. But look at what Brentford's doing with their manager. 5th place. What's his name? Thiago.
Oh yeah, Thiago. Yeah.
He's doing great. Sunderland dropping just a little bit more further down, but I think these two are still competing for good spots on the table.
Yeah. Someone's got to make Europa.
Right. I hope it's us at least.
That's Europa is what
Crystal
you're looking
Palace.
for. All right.
Hey, yeah, we'll get Europa, then we'll get back to the Champions League. No, I want Champions League.
Okay.
I think it's so doable. I think
it's not that big of a gap. We're at, I believe, we're at 35 points, and you're at 27.
Yeah.
So it's just it's doable. But that's the only thing you're going for is 4th place, because 1st, 2nd, and 3rd are basically locked because of the distance.
No.
Okay.
No,
What
no,
you're
no,
gonna do your
no.
hypothetical again? In my
Yep.
perfect
Hear me out.
world,
Hear me
everyone
out.
loses and Spurs win
Yep.
every game from here on out,
Here's
going on
my
that
voodoo. I'm
incredible
putting my
run.
voodoo out there right now.
Oh, really? It didn't work
Aston
last
Villa.
time.
I'm not a hater or anything. And I know they beat us in the FA Cup, but I'm not a hater. They're about to go through a stinker. All right?
Stinker.
They're going to go through a stinker because they are.
Oh, that's it. Oh, okay. Nice cliffhanger.
They're not going to be able to, because Champions League is going to start again, right?
Yeah.
They're not going to be able to
And there's still
compete
the
on
FA
all
Cup.
fronts.
Yeah.
They can't do much transfer because of PSR. So you got the FA Cup, you got Champions League, and you got the Premier League.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of pressure going to be put on them. And I don't think they're going to be able to keep up with it because, like I think they're lucky that Ollie Watkins is getting in form.
Yeah.
If he's not,
Good time.
they're going to rely on just Win Diaz and Morgan Rogers, and I don't think that's sustainable for the rest of the season. Just to keep up third place, I think they lack a lot. Not saying that they're lucky because it's very impressive what they did with their run.
Yeah, especially with how they started in the beginning of the season.
But I'm partially being a little bit
optimistic.
No, not optimistic. A hater. I'm projecting my thoughts,
and you see how all that hate watching has worked out for us, right?
So that we, as in Tottenham, can get Champions League after we stack Thomas Frank and get Javi Alonso.
Good luck. He going to Spurs.
And then,
well, that could be another.
Let's just go
topic.
real quick through these because I think we got more interesting things to talk about. Crystal Palace drew with Aston Villa, Everton with 2 red cards, drawing to Wolves, who still sit dead last in the league. Fulham beating Chelsea. I think one of you guys called it. Chelsea with another red card, so they can't get it together.
Streak.
Yeah, with their new manager who looks like I don't even know what he looks like.
Memphis Depay, look-alike contest winner.
He looks like he gets shoved in lockers. And then you have Manchester City drawing again. Oh man, it's like draw city. Drawing to Brighton, Burnley drawing to Manchester United. Things still not looking up. That was a good game. The Burnley United game. I don't know if you saw it. Sesko kind of got. You kind of see
he got 2 goals.
Yeah, you can kind of see what type of player he is. But Burnley another 2 good goals too. Newcastle beating Leeds and then finishing off with Arsenal drawing to Liverpool. So yeah, the FA Cup, we got knocked out.
Say it again. By who?
I don't even remember what. I don't even know what that team is.
Yeah.
But it's man, it's loud. We keep drawing in the Carabao. We drew Newcastle and then we drew Aston Villa. Why do we get so unlucky with these draws?
What are you talking about? Who do we have? We got Chelsea. I mean, not Chelsea. Crystal Palace. Like every time, and they've had our number. So it's like it is what it is. It sucks. It could be worse. It could be Man United and
you're gonna have to
get knocked out in
anyway.
the first game of every competition. But no, it is what it is. It sucks. But then again, that's sort of a good thing for you because now you can solely focus on Champions League and the Premier League. That's your main focus. So less games, less.
I know we're not going to win the Champions League. I mean, probably can do it, but I want to go deep in the league. You know, I want to make a run in it. I want to.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't want to get knocked out as soon as we get into, whatever round. I kind of want to make a good push, but I kind of wanted to go over a few things. I had brought up some manager stuff so we've seen a lot of managers come and go. You guys had brought up last episode talking about Enzo Maresca and Ruben Emery leaving United and Chelsea. And then you have Javi Alonso, just mutual agreement, I guess, parting ways with Real Madrid.
He says, she says, yeah.
And it's funny because I think what's going on now is that there's this philosophy that, and I think some of the smaller clubs do this already, like your Brentfords your Brightons, where they're creating a system where these managers are no longer managers, or more of a coach, and they're interchangeable. So they're creating a system where, okay, Manchester United, we're going to create this entity, and then we can plug and play the managers as we want. And if you're not playing ball, then we're going to kick you out. And I think that's kind of what happened with Chelsea, where Enzo Maresca kind of felt like, well, I have no say. I can't build the squad I want. Feeling frustrated with Xabi Alonso the same way. He pretty much, Thierry Henry had said in one of the shows, was like, this team is 90% players, 10% coaching. You don't go there to coach. You go there to manage people, basically. And it's also, hey, don't come up with anything. Just sit here, manage these players off the field, and let them do the thing on the field. And I feel like it's kind of, we're seeing that more in the Premier League too. And I feel like there's very few teams that are actually where the manager has full control of what he can do and can't do. And I wonder if we're going to see a lot more of that.
But then again, it's like, it's sort of weird. Talking about the Xabi Alonso thing, what sells tickets? The Mbappe, the Vinicius Jr., those guys, not the coach.
But
so it was funny because I saw there was this UFC fighter, Khabib Nurmagomedov. He's saying like, you guys begged him to come to Real Madrid. You're waiting for him, and then you got him, and you let him go. Whatever, he fired. He mutually went. But then I saw the video. He's like, "Come on, guys," because they lost to Barcelona in the Super Copa del Rey or something like that, one of those cups. And he's like, "Let's give him the guard of honor." Mbappe's like, "No, there's no rules like saying that we're supposed to do this. No, but it's customary. It's the right thing to do."
Yeah.
How many times have they done it? And I guess if Real Madrid would have won, they would want Barcelona to do it. But it's just a diva mentality over there. So, you got a player, and he doesn't. So yeah, I dislike it, and that's what's gonna. They don't care. They rather follow the superstar than the coach. The superstar is the one who sells the tickets, sells the shirts, gets people in the crowd. No one cares if it's Xabi Alonso. They should care because he's a fucking legend. He's done so much for that club.
Not only that, but like, listen, if you already have these players and they're not beating Barcelona, then what is the missing key? It's probably the coaching, and you're not listening to coaching, so you're going to keep losing. It's such a weird cycle that just because you have big names doesn't mean that they can play well together. You need someone to manage their playing styles too.
It was like the Galactico era. They didn't win anything with Beckham, Ronaldo, Roberto Carlos. They won nothing I think they maybe won like one or two trophies, but they weren't the dominant force that everyone expected them to be. There's too many all-stars. But then, whatever. And then Mbappe says, "Oh no," writes that nice little heartwarming message to Xavi. But what you showed on the field when he was calling you to come to give the guard of honor says totally different than what you wrote. He's just trying to protect his image, but there's footage of him just ignoring the coach, being disrespectful. And I guess Xavi even says like, there's too much drama here. I know they're not going to listen to me, so why am I going to stick and punish myself with this when I'm not going to get anything out of this? It's best if I leave and do something else.
There was a story that came out saying that he's like, I see a big flaw in this team is right now we need improve the midfield, and he actually wanted to go for Zubimendi, and that the board was like, no, don't, like, you got your players, we'll give you your players, don't worry, because they always want these perception and certain players of certain calibers and certain what's it called, global recognition, like these
exactly.
You need to get
everything is merchandise.
The Vinny's, the Rodrigo's,
the Trent Alexander-Arnold, and he hasn't done anything on the field, but it's just it's what's going to sell a jersey.
Yep. So, do you think Xabi Alonso will find his way into the Premier League now that he's vacant? He's available, and if so, why Tottenham?
We all know the answer. It all depends on what happens with Arne Slot in this season.
I was gonna say that's where I was kind of going
Um,
with it.
they wanted him to go. He said he would want to go to Liverpool, but it's not the right time. If anything, I think he would hold out for Liverpool when it's the right time. Maybe he would try the Serie A or maybe go back to. I don't think he'd go back
Bundesliga,
to Bundesliga.
Bayern
I think he
Leverkusen.
would be. I mean,
No,
I mean,
I
they
think his
fired.
next step.
Depends who the coach is. I think it's an interim coach, so he might go. They might be enticing to go back to Bayer Leverkusen,
I
but
don't think
I don't.
so.
But I wouldn't see him going to Premier League. I think the only team he would
Really?
go to would be Liverpool, or maybe he
Because like,
Championship or something. Build or take your time off, and we'll see what
championship.
happens.
Because look,
Build
I had
something, you know.
I was like I had mentioned earlier. There's certain teams that want these interchangeable coaches, right?
Yeah.
Managers. Javi doesn't seem like that type. Javi
No.
Alonso seems like the type that he wants to have his fingers, not his fingers, but not in a bad way, but he wants to have say in what goes on in his club and his starting 11 and the players. So you have Arsenal. I don't think, regardless of how the season goes, I don't think Arsenal will get rid of
Arteta.
Arteta, but they're one that I feel like they're in a place where they listen to their manager, right? So that would be an option. Man City, people are like, oh well, Maresca, okay, cool, but if it's between Maresca and Javi Alonso, I think Javi gets the position over Maresca in City. And just like Pep likes to have his certain players. He likes to have his certain his say in what he gets. And they got spending power. To me, City looks like a perfect spot for Alonso. So does Liverpool, because
Yeah.
but United, no. People are saying,
No,
"Oh,
I
he
know.
could go
I've
for
heard the
United," but
rumors. Like, no, I don't think you would
I
go
don't
to
think
your
that's gonna
rival.
work,
Not like that. Exactly.
and I don't think he'll
There was
work at
this one
Chelsea.
point that I saw this article saying, oh no, it was about Real Madrid. They're trying to go after Jurgen Klopp, and he's like, look, if you saw they wanted Xabi Alonso and they fired him whatever in 6 months. To me, that doesn't show that the coach is bad. It shows me that there's things wrong at the club. So I feel like
Yeah.
that's what it is with Manchester United as well. He doesn't want to go there. Seeing all these coaches coming through the revolving door, it's not the coaches that are wrong. It's that environment. That Manchester United is a mess. So I think he would avoid that. I think he's a smart guy. I think he would go to a club that has a good foundation, like you said, like
But
Brentford, those type of clubs that have a good foundation. But yeah, you wouldn't go to your rival as well. I'd just put a nail in the coffin for you to go into Liverpool after. It would be a bad look anyways. But who would want to go to Manchester United with this mess?
and like what Ruben's Emery's complaints too, he was saying how he was brought in to be a
A
coach, not a
coach.
manager,
Yeah, not a
or
manager.
and like I said, they don't want someone that is going to be asking for too much. They want someone that can go work with what they have and work with what they're going to be given in the future. And I don't think he's that type of manager. Like I said, there's only a handful of teams I think he would go to, which is Arsenal, City, Liverpool. Honestly, I would put Tottenham on that list, depending on how these transfer windows go. If we might not spend the way he wants to spend, so that can eliminate us as contenders. But obviously, too, our perspective of Tottenham right now isn't the greatest either. So
Yeah.
that also eliminates us from there. But um, I think it's good to have a system where you can have managers come and go. You build a system where, okay, we're gonna build a around this philosophy of we want to be attacking football, and then at least every manager you go with has to be attacking.
Yeah.
It could be his team, but hey, just stick to attacking football, and that way you're not always you don't have a revolving door of players coming in and out because this is Conte's team. Wait until a few more windows,
Yeah.
and then there's gonna be Ange's team. Oh, well, this is Ange's team. Just a few more windows, and it'll be Thomas Frank's team, and then you'll see results. If we just keep the philosophy the same across the board, and you already know what you're looking for, that next
Right.
manager that comes in has the same mentality as the previous one. But you just build off of that. You're not reinventing the wheel. So
Yeah.
I think
Just
it's
tweaking the
interesting.
wheel a little bit.
Yeah. The World Cup has a lot of managers that I think once the World Cup is over, there might be a few managers available, and I think we might see
No.
some changes. Arsenal, I don't think we'll get rid of Arteta. City, I think it's up to Pep. Austin Villa, Emery, I think stays, right?
Yeah, I think he stays. Yeah, but I mean, they Manchester United. Some do pick, like him. They think he'd be great over there. The same with Eddie Howe as well. I think Eddie Howe's maybe
Eddie
no, he
Howe
signed.
wouldn't be
Yeah,
bad,
yeah. I mean,
but
I think that's what
Emery,
Keane was asking. He's like, I like Eddie Howe. He has a
hmm,
ton of experience for a young coach, and he's calm, cool, collected, and look at what he's done at Newcastle. And
true.
he's Premier League experience, so we'll see. But yeah, I mean, I know your favorite Pochettino with the United States.
Yeah,
We'll see that.
I don't know. Uh, so then Liverpool, maybe?
What?
Question mark. Brentford, I think they'll stick with. Well, you don't think Liverpool is going to managerial change?
No. I no, 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 no.
No.
We're in a good
Okay.
position compared to the
Okay.
crisis we had. We're in
We'll,
fourth still.
we'll
So
erase the question mark. United, I mean, Newcastle United, like we said, you're saying Eddie Howe. Maybe if he's, who knows? Maybe Newcastle decide they might want someone else. Maybe Eddie Howe decides to take a job. I see, like, who knows what the. I
yeah.
mean,
Depends
Manchester United
depends
might be
what they
waiting
promise
for.
him. Yeah. Depends
Yeah,
if Newcastle is like, hey, we can spend. This is how much we got.
because
We'll help you out. And if not, he's like, you know what? You're not offering me this. Look at what Manchester United is offering me.
yeah, because they are under caretaker. They're under Michael Carrick until the end of the season.
Yeah.
But after that, who knows who they go for? Chelsea just got their new manager. Fulham, I don't think Marco Silva's going anywhere, even though I think he didn't sign an extension.
No.
I could be
And you
wrong.
also got Oliver Glasner as well at the end of his this is his
Oliver Glasner, yep.
last season.
I think
It's
depending if
looking
Forest
like
stay, which I think they will, I don't think Sam Dutch survives another
no.
season. I think they're not
No.
improving
He
whatsoever.
he's
They're
he's only
floating.
there to stop them from
But he
getting
signed a
relegated.
3-year deal though. That's what I don't understand. He signed a 3-year
That that
deal.
that's stupid. They should have just put him as a caretaker. Do
Yeah,
your
because
job
then you're
until the
spending
end of the season, and
yep,
then thank you for your service, and then we'll go after someone. It's hard to go after a
exactly.
coach when you have a coach locked into a contract. I mean, regardless, it's just a bad look for Forest, anyways. Firing two coaches, and then getting your third coach, and then signing him for a 3-year contract, and then I would have just done caretaker.
Yeah.
Hopefully, Oliver Glasner, maybe try to be somewhat realistic, get someone
Areola.
like that into it. There you go as well.
Areola's not signing another contract, I think, with Bournemouth. Yeah, I think next season for the 2026-27 season, we're gonna have a lot of new managers um working for different clubs. I don't know if they're gonna be working within the Premier League. I can see Areola kind of going to La Liga. Um Oliver Glasner, he was in the Bundesliga. I think he was manager of Frankfurt for a minute, but I could see him going for a bigger challenge. Who knows? Maybe Manchester United might offer him a position, but
I even know. I think the one he's in France, Zerbi, the ex coach of Brighton.
oh yeah,
There's
exactly.
also
Yep.
heard that he might come back to the Premier League because there are going to be vacancy, and I think Manchester United was one of those options as well. But well, I mean,
I,
like I said,
I
it's not
think
just Premier League. There's other coaches from other
yeah,
leagues as well.
exactly. Like I said, after the World Cup, there's gonna be a lot of World Cup managers also available. I think Thomas Frank doesn't survive the summer. I think he's gonna be technically a caretaker because I think we don't want to sign anyone right now. But I don't unless things do a 180 and we're back on top four, then he saves his job. Anything less than that, I think we might have to take a different approach.
What
Um,
about if it's almost like a repeat of last year? I mean, you don't win the Champions League, but you do have a good run in Champions League, but you end up being like mid-table,
no,
10,
we
8,
have to win it.
9.
We have to win it
Oh, in that case. Oh. And set the bar
because
high.
yeah, because a it's not. we can't be sitting in. That's not what we aspired. We're aspired to be a top of the table
Yeah,
team, and
that's what Levy's
settling
words before he
l-
left.
exactly. So lowering the standard to be like, okay, this is acceptable. We can't do that. We can't keep lowering the standards and be like, okay, well, at least get fifth place. Well, at least get sixth place. Well, at least be top 10. We can't keep
But
doing that. So
it's a rebuild. It's
it can't be a rebuild every
it's
year when you're spending money. It can't be. It's so I don't know. It like I said, I like to give managers time. I'm not the one quick to pull a trigger and say get him out of here. But there's nothing that I can see from the way he plays, his tactics, his formations, nothing that I see that says, okay, let's build off of this.
what
To
about what
me,
he
I see
holds?
that
That
and I was
little
like,
Arsenal cup.
oh gosh. I feel so bad for him because I feel like he's so innocent and it's like such a nice guy, and he's just being
Yeah.
set up. I feel like he's being set up, and then sometimes I'm like, dude, I was like, man, just be like, hey, you know what, guys, I think I'm gonna step away from football, and you're like, oh, okay, let's not dump
Yeah.
you. At least leave us. Let's not leave you. And I know he didn't know about that cup, and I'm pretty sure he probably like was drinking it, and someone probably pulled a prank on him, and then he looked down and he's like, ah, he got me. And oh Lord, I feel bad for him, but
They're just like nitpicking anything. It's just like, it's just a
exactly.
normal thing. He's just drinking his water, and then
And
let me zoom in on that cup. Just
and I don't
something
think
so
he's a
stupid just to make him feel worse, to make
exactly.
put like more bad publicity
Pressure,
on Spurs. Yeah,
exactly, yeah.
exactly. It's just something so harmless.
And I feel like he's so nice and he's generally a good person, and I think he is a good manager. He just doesn't fit Tottenham, and I don't think he fits where we wanna be. I think he's more of a long-term. It's kinda like Brentford. He was a more of a long-term manager, more of a long-term solution type guy. Well, let's learn how to crawl before we walk, and let's walk before we run. And where with Tottenham, you need to hit the ground running and you need to be full sprint.
Okay,
That's what.
so imagine if Levy did never said we want to be a top, competing on all fronts. It scratch that he ever said that, and then you get Frank in. You'd be fine with how things are going
No,
at this point.
because Levy didn't have to say that. That's what we demanded from the club. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not that's something that didn't have to be said for us to know what we wanted. That makes sense.
It's sort of, yeah, I understand, but it sort of feels like Levy just played the ultimate joke on you guys by saying all this, leaving, and then getting Frank, and then it's just going downhill in a way.
I honestly, I don't think it. Like I said, everybody was saying Frank was the guy. I don't think we.
You're big. I mean, you aren't the biggest fan, but you like this philosophy. You like that. You didn't think he was the worst choice. You thought he was a good pick, but he wasn't
Yeah.
your top pick.
No, what I liked, which looking back now, it's like I liked what he did that Ange didn't do, but I didn't see what else he was doing. I was just seeing what
Good.
difference, like the difference that he was bringing, because he was like, oh well, he's adaptive, and Ange was never adaptive. Ange was very stubborn in what he did,
Yeah,
and
one
it
way
was
or
like
another.
we're
That's it.
full attack, attack. Um, and we were like, okay, well, we need something a little bit more that we can adjust. And everyone was like, oh well, he's a very adaptive. Brentford fans were like, oh, he's adaptive. He comes up with game plans, and like, okay, perfect, that's what we need. But it's like we oversteered.
Options.
Like when it's driving and it's raining and your car starts sliding, so you oversteer and you adjust. Now you're sliding this way because that's what we did. We oversteered and we overcorrected ourselves, and it's like we threw ourselves off the tracks trying to put ourselves back on track. Um, but we'll see. I'll give him to the end of summer. I don't want him out just yet, just because 6 months isn't a whole lot of time. And
Yeah.
I think the problems go beyond Thomas Frank. I think they go higher up. You have Langer up there, our technical director. I think we need someone to put their foot down and say, okay, this is what we want from our managers, is to have a football we're playing, and these are our boundaries, these are our philosophies. Stick to them, and move forward and build off of that. And until we have that, I think we're just going to be a mess. Our
I mean,
transfers are going to be
you're
messy.
just starting though. This is
Yeah,
the new era without Levy, so it's
but there's still a
you're
lot of
trying to
players
figure
that were
stuff
here.
out. Yeah.
There's still a lot of upper management that are here from Levy. Like I said, I think there needs to be more push down from the ownership. But this could be a whole nother topic,
Oh
with
my
with
god.
Tottenham. But let's get into transfers real quick. It's depressing. Nobody wants to be depressed in 2026.
Too late.
Liverpool, I think you guys signed one guy so far?
We signed 2, but they're for the future.
Okay. Well, I mean,
2
those are still
defenders. Yeah,
needed.
it is good. And they have a what's it called? High potential. They're very looked after. A lot of clubs are looking at them, but yeah, we had an Austrian. If I hate this, man, you guys just want me to butcher these names, man. That's what I'm here for. Yeah, Ifeanyi and Duiki, whatever. Good luck. Of course, he's a defender from yeah. And then you got Moore and Dai, which was easier to say, but they're both young defenders. So that's something good, building for the future. Of course, the add-on with Leone, who's been injured. But yeah, I mean, it's something. But I think I've mentioned with our defensive mistakes, that's what's holding us back. Our biggest reason for losing these games and drawing. So it's good to see that, but I want something that is for now, not something that's going to be for the future. But I'm still holding out on that, though. But yeah, those are the only 2 confirmed signings at the moment. But we're still just 13 days in.
Yeah, but do you think the big center back is Marc Guéhi?
I don't think we're gonna get him. We spend a lot. This window, we're not. I mean, I'm talking about in January, where I think they're trying to get him for at least something, then let him go for free. But Marc Guéhi's like, I'm gonna stay here. I want to see my options in the window. So regardless, I think he is gonna hold out until the summer. And then, of course, you got who's not looking for him? It's going to be a lot of competition. I know he wants a higher wage bill, but then again, that's what Manchester City can offer. And Manchester City, they lost 2 of their defenders, starting defenders. So I guess they'll try to sell him. They'll try to throw money at Crystal Palace to get him. But I think we're trying to do the smart play by maybe trying to convince them to come for us for free. But I just think there's too many obstacles. There's too many, too many teams going after him. So I think it's going to be hard. It's our fault for losing it and doing it in the last minute in the summer window. Now it's we're biting the bullet. It sucks.
You guys should have spent that money, the Alexander Isak money on Guéhi. Obviously not all of it, but
yeah.
I mean, the contribution that he's done to the season for you guys is close to none, Ekitike,
but the thing is, Ekitike was the first spot. But then again, we're looking at potential. If we can get the Isak that was from Newcastle of last season, great. But then you would have to change the formation to be like a 4-4, 1-1 or 4-4-2, because you got to play both, or one's going to be on the bench. But I would rather have spent that money on maybe a backup forward, and then getting Marc Guéhi and maybe getting another midfielder. You can get 3 players with that type of money. But at the end of the day, he held off because he didn't want to play for Newcastle, forcing the move. So he didn't have a camp. He didn't have and then he comes in. He has to get adapted, used to Liverpool training, get up to fitness. Then he gets injured. So it's just bad luck. It's a bad look this year. But we'll see what it looks next season. Hopefully, he can become the prime Isak that he was in Newcastle. And if it is, great. And if not, he's going to have to be coming off the bench, because I think Ekitike is going to be hot and he's going to keep going, and he's going to be the starter next season.
I don't think Arsenal signed anybody.
No, I think they're trying to sell. Maybe I think they're trying to get Skelly to I think on loan or
On
something like
loan
that.
to Bournemouth, but I think he
Yeah,
declined it. But yeah, I think with Gay, waiting till the summer, if you guys can't act now, waiting till the summer, I think there's gonna be a huge obstacle.
yeah.
That's if no one decides to put in for him now.
Which
Um,
Man City is gonna do because they have the
City,
money and they
exactly.
lost 2 starting midfield defenders.
And
They're
then
gonna try to get him.
you can see Arsenal trying to get with him, and if they look like they're about to win the league, I mean, do you blame him for jumping ship to try to get a Premier League title? Who
Yeah,
knows? So, but if it's in the summer, that's gonna be an uphill battle for anybody because I
yeah,
feel like he's
exactly.
gonna listen because you're not just competing with Premier League, you're also competing with La Liga, and who knows with how
Yeah,
Real Madrid's name carries a lot of weight. So if they start saying,
yeah,
"Hey, we want you," he might be like, "Hey, this is my one and only chance I can go play for this team." And
yeah,
if I play with them, I know I'm competing on all fronts. So. Uh, That's interesting. That's an interesting one to follow
yeah,
for the January
exactly.
and for the summer. Hot commodity. Let's see
Yeah.
who else is available. Who's else is looking like their future might change. There was only Semenyo. I feel like he was the only one that the other player that
I mean,
was
now we're
being
gonna see what
watched.
happens with Man City. They're trying to sell. They have so many wingers.
I thought
Um,
Marmouche was available, but according to
he's in
sources
AFCON.
that they're not, that he's like off limits completely. But it's
Yeah,
like
I
they're
think
so
their big
stacked.
one is Savinho is gone,
But
but
he's injured.
Semenyo plays on the left. But this during the FA Cup, I think they put him on the right. So I think they're just trying to
Yeah.
incorporate him anywhere. But
I don't know.
regardless, you have so many
I don't want Savinho.
wingers.
I rather us. So right now for the transfer market,
Bowen.
for the transfer
I
window,
mean, Paqueta left West Ham, so I guess a lot of players
he
must be trying to maybe try to jump ship and save themselves
for the
from
World Cup.
relegation.
Oh, that
You
too.
know,
For Tottenham, we signed a left winger who's left footed. Sonza from Brazil. He should be getting
oh
his
yeah,
medical. Which he's 19. He's for the future too, but apparently he can play now. So that's a kind of a good thing where you can kind of plug him in once in a while. 20 minutes, maybe have him start a few games, have him get a feel for the game. And then we got Conor Gallagher in the middle.
yeah,
I think with Rodrigo's Bentancur's injury, he fits well. Not my preferred midfielder, but I think with that injury, I think it makes sense. Um, but we also right now, there's a left wing vacancy and midfield. We need a progressive passer. We need that number 8. That
yeah,
that chance creator, that guy that's going to bring the ball up the field, free up Javi Simmons from that, and allow him to play more freely.
yeah.
Um,
That's why I
and right
wasn't a big
now,
fan of that Gallagher signing because it's not what you're looking for.
no,
But yeah, I
but
mean, I don't know. I didn't know that Bentancur was injured, so it
yeah,
makes
he's out.
sense
He has
coverage. But
surgery.
like you said, I would have gone for the things that you needed, the left winger and that
So
progressive passer that you were looking for.
I rather us, and it's gonna be very hard this window, put all our resources into that midfield and let Oderbear and Tell, and then Mikey Moore's on loan, and he's supposed to be I think he's gonna be a good winger too. Um, Clear that left wing, let them kind of fight for that spot. Because if once you have that midfield figured out, I feel like the wingers are gonna benefit from that so much more. So, like Oderbear might be decent right now, but when we have a better midfield, it might help him upgrade too. He might have those, better positioning, better shot opportunities.
Yeah,
Um, so, but it's gonna be very hard for the type of player that I think we want because there's very limited players that fit that progressive passer, progressive midfielder, that great number 8.
yeah,
Like if we had mentioned earlier, Elliot Anderson. You had Adam Warren. Uh, who else? I think there's some guys from Real Madrid that we might try to go for, but they just seem so impossible during the January transfer window. But
Go
I
for
used to,
Modric. Why didn't get him back?
I used to preach left wing, but I think our just midfield is what it's just destroying us. You know, there's nothing in the midfield, and
You need
all
to
we're doing
control
is
the
pinging
game.
it to the wings. Exactly. You ping it to the wings and hope they have something that, you know, they can do, but that midfield is just getting run over. So we need somebody there. And Madison's not back yet. Kulusevski still has some time. I think Kulusevski and Kudos might come back around the same time. So that might be interesting, but it's hard to fill these gaps because there's so many gaps that we do need to fill, and finding the player that can fill the most gaps is hard to find because, like I said, we're not an attractive team to go to right now. So a lot of players look at us and like, okay, I don't really know if I want to go there.
When you're being rumored with other teams, Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea, Man United, and Spurs, it's like, which one seems more enticing? Right. Yeah, it's hard.
Hey, Conor Gallagher picked Spurs over Aston Villa, and Aston Villa just coming off of what, like a 12-game win streak. So
and they're higher up.
He's saying the same thing I'm seeing. You see, I'm telling you, I'm not wrong.
How much is he getting paid? That's why. Let's see how much. Let's see the money talk. It's like Manchester United. Who wants to go to Manchester United? Oh, but they're paying up the ass, so why not go there?
Yeah, I'll go. But hopefully, there's be more transfer news in these upcoming weeks. Yeah. We're just getting started. I think we're about to hit the halfway mark here next week. So, is it next week? Or we might be halfway through it right now. Yeah,
we're 13 right now. By the time this video comes out, we'll be at the halfway point.
Yeah, we'll be at the halfway point. So, like you just said, there's only 5 days. We've only 13 days into the window. Hey, before you know it, it's gonna be 21 days, and we're doing last.
And that's the best. And the best part will be deadline. You'll be Fabrizio Romano and Ornstein or whatever are gonna be. Oh my god, I'm gonna get so many notifications. Yeah.
Right.
I'm gonna have to call off on that day.
You're gonna be like, why am I not getting notifications? Did I turn off my
Wi-Fi? Yeah, because we bought nobody.
Nobody.
The only thing is Harvey Elliott comes back to Liverpool. Well, okay, thank you.
I heard he was sent to like MLS or something.
I doubt it. I don't.
You see, Timo Werner is going to San Diego.
Timo Werner, good for him.
All right, let's. You got anything else?
No, I don't got anything else. I mean, we just rumors, but I want something solid at the moment.
Right?
We'll see. We're still. I mean, like I said, we're only at the halfway point. What? Things get interesting at the very end, or maybe this is how it's going to look for teams. They're not gonna spend this. Because if you do spend, it's for like a panic reason, and we'll see. But so far, it's slow. Semenyo was the only big one, and Gallagher, but that was it.
Why can't they spend the money I want to spend?
Because your money it's too many zeros.
Yeah, it's not my money, at least. Pat never gave us our predictions, so we're gonna have to post his predictions online.
Yeah.
All right, so let's finish up real quick. Match week 22. 22.
Oh, what's going to be the highlight? We'll do the derby then.
The derby? All right, sounds good.
Yeah, fuck it.
So match week 22 starts off on Saturday, January 17th with Manchester United hosting Manchester City. Ooh. The Manchester Derby, which will be our highlight game of the week. We'll leave that prediction for later. Then we have Chelsea hosting Brentford. Once upon a time, you think you would have been able to guess who the winner was, but nowadays it's a little bit harder. What's your prediction?
You know what?
I'm going from Brentford.
I'm going to say it's going to be a draw. I think it's going to be a draw.
I can see that. If Chelsea doesn't get another red card.
If they get a red card, then Brentford all day.
Yeah, right. Leeds hosting Fulham. That I think will be another draw.
Leeds.
Okay. And then we have Liverpool hosting Burnley. We'll get to that. Sunderland hosting Crystal Palace. That's going to be another good one. Sunderland with their...
Sunderland at home, they have a good record. Sunderland.
I feel like they've been drawing every single match. So I think they're going to draw this one as well.
Could be.
But yeah, they are home. Stadium of Lights. Tottenham Hotspur hosting West Ham. Oh ho ho! Welcome back, Nuno Espiritu Santo. Well,
and that's where he helps them get closer to
he's gonna
Forest.
do to Thomas Frank what they did to him. Revenge match. And then we have Nottingham Forest hosting Arsenal. We'll see
Forest.
Yeah, for once.
Come on, Deitch.
January 18th on Sunday, we have Wolves hosting Newcastle. I want Wolves to get their 3 points.
Yeah. Maybe I'll just go draw. I want them to get points.
No.
Point.
Go. That's
maybe
it's a
draw is feasible.
And then we have Aston Villa hosting Everton. I hope Jack Grealish shows up. Ooh, Ndai. He would be a good one too for Tottenham.
Ndai.
He's in African right now, so
yeah,
that wouldn't be a bad pickup.
I'd go draw. Draw.
Yeah,
because that's the story of that's the story so far for Aston Villa. Draw. Yeah, well, draw. Even though I want them to close yeah, they beat you. I just want them to close the gap on. I should say win for Villa.
You know what? You're right. Close the gap. Everton. Let's go Everton. And then you have Brighton on Monday. You have Brighton hosting Bournemouth.
Brighton.
Draw. Because I want none of them to win.
Wow. You should ask Brighton to win because it's to beat Bournemouth for you. I mean, it's
Bournemouth. We're above Bournemouth still.
But still, they beat you.
I don't care.
Last minute goal.
I hate them.
You hate everyone.
So Manchester United versus Manchester City, Old Trafford. Who do you have?
It's going to be a rough day for Michael Carrick.
Welcome to United. United. Respect.
It's Man City.
Man City? What's the score?
God damn it. 2-0.
2-0.
I feel like it's going to be more, but 2-0. That's 2-0 for me.
I don't know if I think there's going to be more. I want to say 3-0.
Exactly. That's what I'm sort of feeling, but
I think I'm going to go 3-1. I'm going to go 3-1. It's a derby. They have to come out swinging.
Yeah, that's why I feel like it's going to be Man United is just going to try their best to weather the storm, get a point out of it. It's Michael Carrick's first game. So 3-1 for City. We'll do Pat's predictions for him. Let's get him
500 to 200.
Yeah,
if he doesn't get it right. Liverpool hosting Burnley.
Oh, Ekitike's back. Florian Wirtz has been on a good streak. I want to say 2-0.
Liverpool. Okay, I see that.
Yeah, I want to say
United was 2-0
yeah, but haven't been good. At least 2-0.
No.
What about for you and against your former head coach?
Tottenham hosting West Ham.
It's going to be a
2-0. 2-0.
Oh, 2. Wow, I didn't think you would pick West Ham to beat Spurs, but
I think Thomas Frank is he's fighting for his job. He has to be.
Definitely,
he's going to pull out the tricks. So, and when during the FA Cup, that first half was awful, but the second half, I don't know if it's due to his tactical changes or what. But we played a much better second half where we almost came out and could have possibly won it or tied it to go to extra time or penalties. But I think that's the mentality going from now on, especially with these lower table teams. Not saying they can't beat us, but we have to be beating these type of teams. And I think he wants to take advantage of it, and he has to come out swinging. And if he doesn't, if he gets beat, I don't know what you do at that point, like I said, I don't know if there's a caretaker, so he might, even if he loses, it might just be
who is your caretaker before?
Ryan Mason.
There you go, get Ryan Mason again.
He just got fired.
I don't know, man.
Sacked by West Brom. But
I don't know if you do, because you said you lost points to Wolves, right?
we drew.
Yeah, Drew.
1-1.
Okay, and then if you lose to West Ham, that's relegation teams. I don't even know if he survives.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's open ended. It's a hard. I mean, that's why
It's
like you
tough.
said. I agree. I think he is fighting for his job right now.
So I think the team too, and I think we get some players. Well, we get Christian Romero back. Javi.
Oh,
Simmons
and
is-
even what Christian Romero even called. He did a post saying, we need support, and I think that was directed at the higher ups or something like that.
Yeah.
So we'll see,
But-
man. I mean, I think they're backing Thomas Frank, but of
We'll
course,
see.
there's only so much you can do. But
We'll see if by Conor Gallagher is maybe he suited up by then. But yeah, I think that's is that it?
yeah, that's it. Unless you want to go over the mini score point, which I doubt you want to go.
We don't worry about that.
Well, we'll just post that. You can check online.
Fake media.
All right, that's it then. Close it out.
I think that is. All right. Well, that is an episode of Rivals on the Pitch. Thank you for joining us, and please come back next week when we go over Match Week 22 and preview Match Week 23. Also go over the transfer window. Hopefully, Pat's with us so we can laugh at him.
Yeah, the special guest.
Arsenal's going to go through. So make sure you check out our Instagram, Rivals on the Pitch, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Share, like, tell your best friends about this. And yeah, let us know who you want to see in the transfer window for your club.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah. All right.
That's
I'm Alan.
it. And I'm Randy.
Boy.
See ya.
Koi.
Good luck. Even with Frank?
Yeah.